Hey, this is Jorge with hypothyroidismsuccessstory.com, and in this video I want to talk about Organifi green juice. So I'm actually going to show you how to get the coupon code for a discount, and then I'm going to talk about how I use Organifi green juice, why I started using it, and some of the other benefits that I have found with this juice. So let me go ahead and get started with showing you how to get the coupon code. So real simple, you're probably watching this video either on your laptop, on your phone. I'll just go ahead and show you here on the phone since it'll be easier for right now. But anyways, if you go to the actual Organifi store over at organifishop.com, you'll see that the actual price for this green juice is $69.95. Now, if you are watching this either on my YouTube, either my website or somewhere like that, you're going to notice that there's a description box underneath the video, which is kind of hidden, but if you click that little down arrow right underneath this video, if you're on your desktop, that should already be there. You'll see that I have a couple of links, and so before I click on that link, I'm going to show you right underneath that link, I'm going to have a coupon code. So for at the time that I'm making this video, this is the coupon code that I have, but I'm going to have underneath the time which is valid too. So these coupon codes are not always valid. So they have different promotions. Sometimes they have like free samples or whatnot. So I'll have that and I'll change that. But remember how I showed you the actual price is $69.95. Well, I'm going to show you how to get 15% off $69.95. And so all you have to do is when you're on this page, on this video, just click on that link, and that's actually going to redirect you to this page where you can buy the juice, and you can scroll down and read some of the benefits, the ingredients or whatnot, or you can just click this buy now button. It'll actually take you to the bottom of the page, and you can see the actual price here is $59.95. So compare that to the actual page, so compare that to the actual page, $69.95. With this link, you automatically get that 15% off. So anyways, you go ahead and click on that order subscription box, and you have the option to add probiotics. I'll talk about probiotics in this video, but for right now, let me just show you. So the price is $57.95, so you get the 15% discount there already, and then you have to pay shipping $7.95, so total comes out to $65.90. So that's already a discount. But in addition to that discount, if you type in the code September and then September 10, and you hit apply, you're going to see a credit right there that says $6.59, so 10%, so an extra 10% was applied to where the price now comes down to $59.31. And then you can just go ahead and fill out your shipping profile, billing information, pay now. That's it. And if you want to get probiotics with this, all you have to do is check that little box right there, and that will add a bottle of probiotics to the order. So now that I've covered that, let me refocus this here real quick. Okay, so now that I covered that, let me talk a little bit about why I use Organifi green juice. And so, a lot of people want to know, how is it that I use Organifi green juice, why I even started drinking it for hypothyroidism. And there's a lot of reasons, but my daily routine, what I do pretty much every day. I mean, I want to say that I do this about at least 5 times per week. Minimum 4 times a week, at least usually 5 to 6 times a week is when I'm doing this routine that I'm about to share with you, which is basically in the morning. So like right now it is morning time. Instead of having breakfast, my breakfast is this green juice. That's what I drink. And so I actually I make about a quart size of green juice with some. I'm going to show you right now. Actually, here, just go ahead and do that while I talk. So All I do really is in the morning, I make this quart size, jar of. Focus this real quick. There we go. I make about a quart size of green juice, and all I really do is just add a couple of these scoops to clean drinking water. I use reverse osmosis water, and looking into getting a distilling, distilled water machine. You want to use the purest source of water that you can find. So just add the green juice powder, stir it up, and that's it. That's how I make my green juice pretty much every morning. Now I do have a juicer. I do make fresh squeezed juice every now and then, but as you saw, like, this takes me about 2 seconds versus you should spend about half an hour juicing fresh. But anyways, so what I do is I essentially just make this green juice every morning, and if I'm in a rush, I can just make 1 glass and then just chug it down. And if I'm doing something where I can't be carrying a glass of bottle or something like that, but that's rarely the case. Usually even today that I'm going to be running around most of the day, I'm still going to be able to take this, and just as I go throughout my day, I just sip on the green juice. I may take a bottle of water, or coconut water is really good for you too. So anyway, so the reason why I drink the green juice instead of breakfast is my last meal last night was around 7 p.m. So that means that at 6 or 7 a.m. today, that's been 12 hours since I've had a meal. And it takes about 12 hours for the body to go into a fasted state. And that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years or so, where I go into a fasted state. So at 7 a.m., I barely start my fast. A lot of people think that they start their fast when they, when they go to sleep, which technically, yeah, they've been fasting, but their body hasn't really entered that fasted state that you are looking for health benefits. And so it takes about 12 hours for the body to go into a fasted state. And so at 7 a.m. I go into a fasted state, and that does a lot of things for me. One of them is it turns my body into a fat burning machine, if you will, because it's almost like flipping a switch where your body realizes that it hasn't had food for 12 hours or so. And so instead of burning sugar as a source of fuel, it basically turns to fat and starts using fat as a source of fuel. And so by doing that consistently for the last 4 years or so, what I've essentially been able to do is to turn my body into, I've been essentially leaning down, ever since, well, I have a shirt underneath, but but I'm about 173 pounds right now. When I had hypothyroidism, I put on like 32 pounds, out of nowhere, and I just started gaining weight out of control. I was well over 200 pounds. And so I was having such a hard time losing weight until I started doing this every day, where, I go into a fasted state, and then every morning, essentially, my thinking is by drinking this green juice. And the reason why I do this green juice is, if you read the label, which you can actually read the label on the website, you'll see that it only has 1 gram of sugar. And again, that's because when you go into a fasted state, your body basically realizes that it hasn't had any food. It has no, sugar readily accessible to use as fuel. That's why it turns into fat. The moment you eat anything that has any kind of sugar, so if you drink coffee, coffee's actually good, but a lot of people, the problem is that they use creamer or sugar. And the moment they add creamer or sugar, they stop that fasted state. Sugar, well, it's sugar directly, and the creamer, a lot of people don't know, but I mean, the creamer basically has that lactose, which is the milk sugar, and that works the same exact way as the other sugars. Your body basically exits that ketosis state, and so now it goes back into burning sugar instead of fat. And so because I don't eat any sugar in the morning and I stay in a fasted state, my body's basically just eating up all the excess fat. And I'm telling you, like, this takes a while. It's not something that you're gonna do overnight and then notice a difference. But I can tell you that you will see a significant difference if this is the first time that you've ever done it. You will see a significant difference starting out. So you'll drop weight kind of fast and then you'll kind of level off. And so, like, for me, leaning down anything more than what I am right now, it's going to be done at a very, very, very slow pace. That's because I've already lost like so much weight. I've already cleaned myself up so much that the rest is just basically work that I have to do if I want to get leaner, right? So anyways, that's really the biggest benefit that I have found. Aside from that, by juicing like this every day, it also allows me to restructure my gut flora. So when I'm in a fasted state, because I don't have any food in me, what your gut bacteria, what your gut flora does is basically it goes out and it basically cleans out all the excess junk, toxins and stuff like that in your body. And so for me, one of the things that I like to do aside from drinking juice is I like to drink probiotics. So this is my probiotic mix right now. It's basically just fermented pineapple and papaya. So remember how I showed you when you buy the green juice you can get probiotics. Well, I get probiotics. Now the cool thing about getting probiotics is you don't actually have to buy probiotics all the time. I buy like a few different bottles more to get the different strains, but then I make fermented drinks like these where I just add basically coconut water and then pick a fruit of my choice. I like pineapple and papaya because of all the protein enzymes. For me, with a hypothyroidism, inflammation is a big thing. And so because I have that inflammation, pineapple and papaya help me basically digest all the excess proteins that are lurking around my body. And so that's why I use pineapple and papaya. So all I do is I literally fill up that jar that I just showed you with coconut water, pineapple, papaya. I drop 1 or 2 capsules of probiotics and I just let it ferment. And that's basically what I drink after about 24 hours or so. And then you can just keep adding sugar and water, and that will keep the probiotics alive. It's just a live bacteria. It's the same bacteria that lives in your gut right here. And the good bacteria is actually what helps you stay healthy. So you want to add more of that good bacteria because that's also going to allow you to get rid of all the bad bacteria. So this is the other reason why doing a green juice, no sugar and probiotics is really good for hypothyroidism. Why I found it for me to be one of the best things that I ever did. And so I want to try to, give you, I guess, I've tried to share this message like so many times and I just feel like a lot of people just don't get it. So I want to try to walk you through the whole process, summarize it, so that hopefully you can, get it and understand that what goes on in a lot of cases with a hypothyroidism is not just an underactive thyroid. So it can be an underactive thyroid where the body's not producing enough hormones. Fasting is actually one way to boost your hormone production. That's just one way to boost, and to basically fix your endocrine system. That's just one way. Fasting, doing no sugar, it's another thing. Because here's what a lot of people don't understand about hypothyroidism is that if you have any kind of digestive issues like I did, or if you have like a lot of allergies, what that usually means is that you have an imbalance in your gut flora, which means you need more probiotics. You need to restructure your gut flora. And juicing and fasting is really what I use to do that. And so usually what happens is a lot of people, they just eat too much sugar to the point where they get yeast overgrowth. And a lot of people don't know that they have yeast overgrowth, yeast candida, and yeast basically feeds off of sugar, which is why you have to avoid and cut out sugar as much as you can from your diet. Well, once you get that yeast overgrowth, that releases all kinds of toxins into your body, and that's what starts to build up, it's basically what makes you get fat, if you will. Cutting out sugar, what it's doing, it's basically, in a way starving these yeast off of their food supply, so they're not really growing as fast. Not to mention that allows your bacteria, your gut flora, the good probiotics, the good bacteria to go out, clean up, and then over time that fixes your digestive issues, which in my case, because I had that yeast overgrowth, I had sugar cravings, all kinds of things. By allowing my body to clean itself up, basically it allowed me to fix my digestive issues. So I tell people, ask me all the time, like, what diet are you on for hypothyroidism? And the thing is, like, I don't care what diet you are on if you have gut issues, because if your gut cannot digest food, I don't care if you're vegan, I don't care if you're paleo, I don't care if you're 80-10-10. And trust me, I'm going to make another video where I'm going to talk about all those diets, because I've been raw vegan, I've been a liquiditarian, I've been 80-10-10, I've been a fruitarian, I've been a lacto-ovo vegetarian, I've been paleo, I've done so many things. And then I realized that really what I needed to fix was my gut flora. And here's why. Once I was able to fix my gut flora, I was able to digest protein and other nutrients. Before, I wasn't able to digest protein. Because I wasn't able to digest protein, the rest of my body wasn't getting the nutrients that it needed. One of the things that was happening to me was that my liver wasn't getting enough protein, and the liver needs protein, things like glutathione and other nutrients to convert the thyroid hormone T4 into T3. So my thyroid was actually able to produce hormones, but my liver was not converting it. And so even if my thyroid wasn't producing hormones, adding more T4 hormone wasn't going to help me, because my liver wasn't converting T4 into T3. And so that's what was making me hypothyroid, because the liver needs that protein. And because I wasn't getting enough protein, my adrenal glands were releasing cortisol to basically try to break down my muscle to get protein, to get it delivered to my body. So now my adrenals are, getting fatigued. They're releasing all this cortisol, and that stress hormone, basically, that's what was causing my hair to fall off, my nails to get brittle, my skin to dry up, and not to mention that excess cortisol and a stress hormone. Cortisol is actually good for your body in small bursts, but chronically releasing cortisol, that's what's bad. And that, because one of the things that does is that it inhibits thyroid hormone T4 into T3 conversion. So if you follow along, by fasting and juicing, that basically helped me improve my hormone production system. It helped me with my digestive issues, which helped me process protein, and at the same time just get rid of a lot of my allergies, a lot of things like that. And again, all I do is basically replace breakfast with a green juice. It takes like 2 seconds, and I just drink this throughout most of my morning until 11 a.m., noon, if I can, 1 p.m. And then I just eat pretty much whatever I want. Not really, because I am, I am pretty healthy, and I do tend to experiment a lot, but that's pretty much it. So anyways, I really hope that helps you, and I'll make a few other videos about different diets, but one last time before I leave and let you go, if you are on my website again, or if you are watching on YouTube, so in order to get this coupon code, just hit the down arrow. If you're on your desktop, you don't have to do this. You can just see the description right there, and there's the link, and I'll have the coupon code, and I'll change that as needed. But anyways, I hope this information was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.